Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Beyond the Gates channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and hit like for more daily drama updates and spoilers. Your support truly means a lot and helps our channel grow every day. Now, let's jump straight into today's exciting update. Naomi's emotional journey is far from over, and with every conversation she has, the weight she's been carrying grows heavier. For days, she has been making the painful rounds through her family, revealing a truth she once desperately tried to hide. First came Danny and Jacob, followed by her sister and her cousins, each conversation peeling away another layer of the secret she had carried alone. Now, as Tuesday, July 21st approaches on Beyond the Gates, Naomi stands before perhaps one of the most difficult moments yet. It is finally Anita and Vernon's turn to hear the truth about her health, and the emotions waiting on the other side of that conversation promise to be nothing short of heartbreaking. The closer Naomi gets to telling the people she loves, the more impossible it becomes to escape the emotional consequences of the decision she made to protect them. This painful journey has become what many are calling Naomi's BRCA tour, a heartbreaking path where every stop forces her to confess that she never actually received the negative test result everyone believed she had. Instead, she has been carrying the devastating reality that she tested positive for the BRCA gene, a revelation that changes not only her own future but echoes throughout generations of her family. Every loved one has responded with compassion, wrapping Naomi in understanding rather than judgment. Yet their support has carried an unmistakable note of sorrow. Nearly everyone has admitted feeling hurt that Naomi chose to shoulder such life-changing news alone instead of allowing them to stand beside her from the very beginning. Their disappointment isn't rooted in anger, but in love, a love that wished it could have shared her fear, comforted her through the uncertainty, and reminded her that she never had to fight this battle by herself. That bittersweet mixture of empathy and heartbreak has made every conversation even more emotional than the last. As if revealing her diagnosis were not difficult enough, Naomi has also begun preparing her family for another life-altering decision. Rather than waiting helplessly for fate to decide her future, she has been researching every possible option to dramatically reduce her chances of developing cancer. Those options are as frightening as they are courageous. Naomi has been seriously considering undergoing a preventive double mastectomy, a decision that would permanently alter her body in hopes of protecting her life. Even more, she is weighing the possibility of having her ovaries and fallopian tubes removed, another drastic measure designed to lower her cancer risk before tragedy has a chance to strike. These are not choices anyone dreams of making, and every time Naomi speaks the words aloud, the emotional reality settles even deeper into the hearts of those listening. Her family is forced to imagine not only the fear she has been living with, but also the extraordinary strength it takes to consider sacrificing so much in order to preserve her future. Now, Anita and Vernon must hear everything, and that conversation may prove to be one of the most emotionally devastating yet. While Vernon will undoubtedly struggle with the painful reality facing his granddaughter, Anita's reaction may be even more difficult to witness. She has already spent countless hours wrestling with overwhelming guilt after learning that the BRCA gene was passed down to Danny. That burden has weighed heavily on her heart, leaving her wondering if her family's suffering somehow traces back to her own genetic legacy. Discovering that Naomi has inherited the same dangerous mutation could reopen every emotional wound Anita has tried so desperately to heal. She may find herself drowning in feelings of responsibility, questioning whether she somehow failed the people she loves most, despite knowing that genetics are beyond anyone's control. For Naomi, watching her grandmother carry that pain may become almost as difficult as sharing the truth itself, creating an emotional exchange that promises to leave the entire family forever changed. While Naomi's family faces devastating medical realities, another emotional storyline quietly unfolds elsewhere, bringing matters of the heart into focus. Nicole has recently been embracing a surprisingly liberating new chapter in her personal life, one that she openly shared with Shanice, Ashley, and Madison. Rather than feeling pressured to choose immediately, she confessed that she has genuinely been enjoying this version of herself, a woman confidently dating two different men at the same time. For Nicole, this unexpected freedom has allowed her to rediscover excitement, possibility, and perhaps even parts of herself she thought had disappeared. Yet happiness in Beyond the Gates rarely remains uncomplicated for long. As Tuesday's events unfold, Nicole sits down with Vanessa to provide an update on her increasingly complicated love life, and what begins as a simple conversation may quickly become something far more significant. The balance she has carefully maintained could soon be disrupted as one or perhaps both of her relationships appear poised for dramatic change. As if her romantic life weren't already complicated enough, Nicole is also blindsided by unexpected news involving Ted. Whatever information reaches her has the potential to shift her perspective in ways she never anticipated. The timing couldn't be more dramatic, arriving just as she is attempting to navigate complicated emotions between two different relationships, whether the surprise concerns Ted's personal choices, hidden secrets, or an unforeseen development. One thing is certain: it will leave Nicole reevaluating more than she expected. In a world where every revelation seems to trigger another emotional ripple, this latest twist may force her to make decisions she has been avoiding. The emotional crossroads standing before Nicole promise to reshape not only her love life, but also her understanding of the people she thought she knew. Meanwhile, hope quietly continues to bloom for Ava, whose remarkable recovery following her liver transplant has become one of the season's most uplifting stories. Every day brings new signs of healing, offering reassurance to everyone who has stood beside her throughout the difficult medical journey. Those closest to Ava remain fiercely protective, refusing to let her overexert herself, no matter how determined she is to regain her independence. Their constant concern sometimes leaves Eva feeling frustrated, eager to reclaim the life she enjoyed before surgery. Yet beneath that frustration lies a comforting realization that she is deeply loved. Every reminder to slow down, every protective glance, and every helping hand serves as proof that the people surrounding her simply cannot bear the thought of losing her after everything they have endured together. It is a quiet but powerful reminder that recovery is not only about healing the body, but also about accepting the love that surrounds you. As Ava continues rebuilding both her strength and her confidence, another familiar face steps back into her life at exactly the right moment. Weekly teasers reveal that Kial is preparing to offer Eva advice she desperately needs. After playing an important role in helping her regain movement following surgery, the respected orthopedist once again finds himself guiding her through another stage of recovery. Their renewed interactions suggest that his influence extends far beyond medicine alone. Sometimes the greatest healing comes through wisdom rather than treatment, and Kial may provide exactly the perspective Ava has been searching for. Whether he encourages patience, resilience, or a renewed outlook on life, his words could become the emotional boost that allows Ava to fully embrace her future. Their growing connection adds another heartfelt layer to Eva's inspiring recovery, reminding viewers that healing often happens through the relationships that support us along the way. Elsewhere, another family continues struggling to overcome years of unresolved pain. Elon remains determined to repair the fractured relationship he shares with his son, Isaiah, refusing to give up despite countless disappointments. He has already tried proving his commitment by showing up when Eva was hospitalized, hoping his actions would speak louder than the mistakes of the past. More than anything, Elon longs for the day when father and son can finally set aside their emotional baggage and begin building something healthier together. Unfortunately, every attempt at reconciliation seems to collide with the same painful wall of skepticism and resentment. The wounds between them have not healed nearly as quickly as Elon hoped, leaving every conversation weighed down by years of disappointment and distrust. Even with the best intentions, rebuilding broken relationships is rarely as simple as asking for another chance. Still, Elon refuses to surrender hope. Together with Darlene, he dreams of welcoming Isaiah back to the Hawthorne family's cherished Sunday dinners, restoring the sense of unity that once defined their household. Those dinners represent far more than shared meals. They symbolize belonging, forgiveness, and the possibility that fractured families can find their way back to one another. Determined not to let that dream slip away, Elon prepares to reach out to Isaiah once again, risking yet another painful rejection in pursuit of reconciliation. Whether his latest effort finally softens his son's heart or only deepens the emotional divide remains one of Tuesday's biggest unanswered questions. As every storyline converges, Beyond the Gates promises an unforgettable episode filled with painful confessions, life-changing decisions, surprising revelations, hopeful recoveries, and desperate attempts to rebuild broken family bonds. Every conversation carries the power to change lives forever, ensuring that when the dust finally settles, no family will remain untouched by the emotional storms that continue to reshape their futures. Although Tuesday's episode centers on several deeply personal conversations, the emotional aftershocks of Naomi's revelation are only beginning to spread throughout the family. Every person she confides in responds with compassion, but each conversation also forces another loved one to confront the frightening reality that this genetic mutation is no longer an abstract possibility. It has become a deeply personal family crisis. Naomi has spent so much time preparing herself for the reactions of others that she has barely allowed herself the space to process her own fears. Behind every brave smile and every carefully chosen explanation is a young woman quietly wrestling with the uncertainty of what her future may hold. She understands that every decision she makes from this point forward could permanently alter the course of her life, and yet she continues to speak with remarkable courage because she knows her family deserves the truth. That quiet determination transforms every conversation into something far more meaningful than a medical update. It becomes an act of trust, vulnerability, and extraordinary love. As Anita and Vernon absorb Naomi's devastating news, the emotional weight within the room is almost certain to become overwhelming. Silence may settle between them as the reality sinks in, leaving each family member struggling to find words that can possibly comfort someone facing such impossible choices. Anita's heart, already burdened by guilt over the hereditary nature of the BRCA gene, could become consumed by questions that have no satisfying answers. She may replay years of family history in her mind, wondering whether there was ever a moment when this outcome could have been prevented, even though logic tells her that genetics follow their own cruel path. Vernon, meanwhile, may find himself trying to be the family's emotional anchor, offering reassurance while quietly battling his own heartbreak. Together, they are likely to remind Naomi that no matter what difficult decisions lie ahead, she will never have to face them alone again. Their support cannot erase the diagnosis, but it can become the foundation Naomi leans on as she prepares for the biggest choices of her life. The discussion surrounding Naomi's preventive surgeries also promises to linger long after the initial shock wears off. A double mastectomy and the possible removal of her ovaries and fallopian tubes are not decisions made lightly, especially for someone whose life could be dramatically changed by those procedures. Every option carries emotional, physical, and deeply personal consequences that extend far beyond the operating room. Naomi is not simply choosing between treatments, she is weighing questions about identity, womanhood, future family plans, and the hope of living a long, healthy life. Her willingness to consider such life-altering measures demonstrates just how determined she is to take control of her future before cancer has the opportunity to take control of her. It is a heartbreaking reminder that true courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to keep moving forward despite it. Watching Naomi confront these possibilities with honesty and resilience is certain to leave viewers emotionally invested in every step of her journey. Meanwhile, Nicole's romantic storyline continues unfolding with a completely different kind of emotional complexity. After finally embracing the excitement of dating two men without rushing herself into a decision, she has discovered a confidence that feels refreshingly new. For perhaps the first time in a long while, she has allowed herself to simply enjoy the experience instead of worrying about where every relationship must eventually lead. That sense of freedom has given her a renewed spark, one she eagerly shares with Vanessa as the two women catch up on the latest developments in Nicole's personal life. Yet beneath Nicole's optimism lies the unmistakable feeling that change is approaching. Relationships rarely remain perfectly balanced forever, and the future may soon demand that she confront emotions she has successfully managed to postpone. Whatever direction her heart ultimately chooses, it is becoming increasingly clear that the days of comfortably keeping both possibilities alive may soon come to an end. Adding even more uncertainty is the surprising information Nicole receives concerning Ted. The unexpected news arrives at a moment when she is already emotionally vulnerable, threatening to complicate an already delicate situation. Sometimes a single revelation has the power to completely reshape how someone views their relationships, and this development may do exactly that. Whether Ted's situation affects Nicole directly or indirectly, it introduces another layer of emotional uncertainty into a storyline already filled with difficult choices. Suddenly, decisions that once seemed manageable may become significantly more complicated. Nicole may begin questioning not only where her heart truly belongs, but also whether everyone around her has been as honest as she believed. The emotional ripple effects of Ted's surprising news could extend well beyond Tuesday's episode, creating new conflicts that continue to unfold in the days ahead. Across town, Eva's recovery offers a welcome reminder that even in the middle of heartbreak, healing remains possible. Every small victory represents another step away from the frightening days surrounding her liver transplant and another step toward reclaiming the future she nearly lost. Her loved ones continue watching over her with unwavering devotion, refusing to let her push herself too hard despite her growing impatience. Their protectiveness occasionally makes Eva feel as though she is being held back, but deep inside she understands exactly why they worry. They witnessed how close they came to losing her, and none of them are willing to take unnecessary risks now that she has been given a second chance. Their constant care speaks louder than words, surrounding Eva with a powerful reminder that she is treasured beyond measure. That emotional support has become just as important to her recovery as any medicine or physical therapy. Kial's return to Eva's life arrives with perfect timing, bringing not only professional guidance, but also emotional encouragement. Having already played such an important role in helping her regain mobility after surgery, he understands both the physical and psychological challenges she continues to face. His advice is expected to reach beyond medical recovery, encouraging Eva to trust herself while also respecting the limits of her healing body. Sometimes patients become so eager to return to normal life that they forget recovery is a journey rather than a destination. Kiel's perspective could help Eva find the balance between determination and patience, allowing her to appreciate how far she has already come instead of focusing only on how much farther she wants to go. Their renewed connection promises to be one of the episode's quieter yet most meaningful moments. It is proof that healing often comes through compassionate guidance as much as through medical expertise. At the same time, Elon's determination to reconnect with Isaiah continues driving one of the show's most emotionally layered family storylines. He has spent so much time reflecting on his past mistakes that he now understands rebuilding trust will require more than apologies alone. Every gesture he makes is an attempt to show his son that he truly wants to become a better father, even if forgiveness remains painfully out of reach. His appearance during Eva's hospitalization demonstrated that he is willing to be present when his family needs him most, but emotional wounds built over years cannot disappear overnight. Isaiah continues carrying deep skepticism, and every conversation between father and son remains overshadowed by unresolved hurt. Elon knows he cannot erase the past, but he refuses to stop believing that their future can be different. That hope continues pushing him forward despite every setback. Supported by Darlene, Elon clings to the dream of seeing Isaiah return to the Hawthorne family's beloved Sunday dinners, where generations once gathered around the same table in love and unity. Those weekly meals represent far more than family tradition. They symbolize reconciliation, acceptance, and the possibility that broken relationships can still be repaired. Determined to restore that sense of togetherness, Elon prepares to make another heartfelt attempt at reaching his son. It is a risk that could either bring the family one step closer to healing or deepen the painful divide that already exists between them. The uncertainty surrounding Isaiah's response leaves viewers wondering whether forgiveness is finally within reach or whether the scars of the past remain too deep to overcome. As these emotional stories unfold side by side, Beyond the Gates continues weaving together powerful themes of family, resilience, love, healing, and redemption, promising an unforgettable chapter where every heartfelt conversation carries the power to transform lives forever.